Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at Speedball, The Masked Marvel by Steve Ditko. I thought this was pretty cool when it came out because, the cover's by Ditko, inked by Bob Layton. If I feel like Steve Ditko is kind of one of those artists who he's kind of old school, so to modernize him, they gave him different inkers. Like I, my brother collected ROM, and I don't think I really was super into it. I didn't have anything against it, but had I known that John Byrne inked Steve Ditko on ROM, I might have felt like now I'm like spazzing out, like I have to get that. But anyway, Steve Ditko is largely responsible for creating a lot of Spider-Man with Stan Lee, and this was his new creation, so this was fun. Very much similar aesthetic to Spider-Man with the boots and the belt, and like instead of a web pattern, you got this very much. It's so funny because this has to be. We'll see how it looks inside, but he's almost giving him this Doctor Strange like cape trim effect here, and I wonder if that's consistent throughout because it's more like these circles just smashed together. So this is plot and pencils by Steve Ditko. Roger Stern is scripting. Jackson Weiss is on inks. Jack Morelli letters. Tom Vincent colors. Terry Kavanagh editor, and Tom DeFalco is editor-in-chief. So this is after Jim Shooter left, interestingly enough. Jim Shooter was such a part of my like Marvel experience. Like he was there for so many of the books that I read when I was, in the heyday of my collecting. I love it. There's like 9 million panels on this page. So you can tell this is like an old school guy. Steve Ditko is kind of like a quirky recluse. He doesn't give interviews. He's like very private. There's not a ton of pictures of him. He's kind of curmudgeonly. I don't know. He's like a big disciple of Anne Rind, like, the Fountainhead and her philosophy and stuff like that. I'm not going to get any further into that aspect of it because I just don't know that much about it. But this is so fun. This is reading a lot like, like a Spider-Man comic book, like a young kid with new powers, trying them out. I always thought Speedball was fun. I was so glad. I don't remember how long this title lasted. Like, this is the only book I've come across so far, and I just jumped on it. I should have. Oh, I see the pattern is sort of consistent. So I guess since he designed the character, he knew what he was doing. I guess I'll have more faith in Steve Ditko next time. How fun would it be to ink Steve Ditko? You can tell this is Jackson Weiss's inks. That's very much his style of like cross-hatching here. But anyway, I don't think this series lasted terribly long, but obviously, sometimes characters just aren't popular enough to support their own title, but they work well as a supporting character. So I was thrilled. Oh, this is also kind of like a early Spider-Man comic because there's more than one story in the same book. I like that. I kind of like the shorter stories. I'll get back to him going to New Warriors in a second. But, like, I've done several, like, 8-page stories, and I don't know, sometimes they just, like, there's a real art to telling a short story and just having it be cohesive and make sense and be entertaining. And a lot of the early Spider-Man stuff was like that, so that must be really Ditko's sensibility, but I kind of like that, Little bang for your buck. So here we go, same creative team, Graffiti Gorillas. I need more Steve Ditko in my life. I definitely have to jump on that ROM stuff. I know everyone watching is probably like huge ROM fans and like totally disgusted that I'm not on the ROM tip. But I'll get there, guys. Don't you worry. I don't know. Speedball's power is just so weird. Like, he creates these little, I'm going to call them bubbles. They're not really bubbles, but they're like, I don't know, kinetic energy or something. But they sort of allow him to, like, bounce all over the place. And when I say allow, they probably make him bounce all over the place with, like, much to his chagrin, like, not being able to control anything. But this is fun. I mean, you can tell Steve Ditko is old school. It's like you've got the generic looking sort of 6-page panel grid, like no wonky panels or no breaking of the panels or anything. I mean, granted, they did do that, but I feel like it was more conservative and definitely used more for special occasions, if you will. But, oh yeah, I was going to say, I really loved when they added Speedball to the New Warriors. That was like one of my favorite comic books. It was so good. Oh my gosh, I definitely hope I come across my New Warriors. I have to do that for you, cover those for you guys. But Speedball was just a lot of fun. I mean, I think he was trying to create like a new classic superhero in the modern age in 1988. Whatever, however modern that is for you. But as opposed to, you know, 20 years after co-creating Spider-Man. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what Speedball's status is currently in the Marvel Universe, but he is definitely a fun and cool character. And I would like to see more Speedball. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hit like, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and I'll bring you some more later. Take it easy.